What is up, people? Jean Carlos here with the Total Body Training Podcast, and today I have my special guest. This is Jessica Ramirez.
Hello.
And Jessica is our client spotlight for the week, and today we're going to be talking a little bit about her success so far. Now, Jessica has lost, what is it, almost 25 pounds? 23?
23 pounds.
23 pounds exactly. This within about 2.5 months here at Total Body Training. And so, you know, the secret to Jessica's success is this, just plain and simple. Jessica is committed. Since I've met Jessica, Jessica has always been committed to coming and working out and trying her best. And then the moment that we started implementing a nutrition plan and with dieting, it really just took her success to the next level. Now, some people might think, well, like, you know, where are you at right now? Like 23 pounds, like, you know, what else do you have to lose? Well, in this, we're going to sit down and we're going to talk about how we have short-term and long-term goals for Jessica. And this is just us kind of checking in because right now we're at the halfway point with her success and with her weight loss. So we're going to check in at the halfway point, and then another 4 months, we're going to see her slim down even more. So I'm really excited to share her story. So thanks for being here, Jessica.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Awesome. All right. So Jessica, you know, before we go on, I just want to say that today's episode is brought to you by protein bars. My favorite protein bar is probably a Quest bar. And my favorite kind of protein bar is the kind that has the chocolate chips in it. Do you like protein bars? Yay or nay?
Yes, I do.
Okay. What do you
But it would
like?
have to be with peanut butter.
Okay, so a peanut butter one. Okay, do you have a certain brand or
No.
just anything with peanut butter?
No, just anything with
Okay,
peanut butter.
all right. You can't beat peanut butter. Yeah, peanut butter's good. All right, so that's what today's show is all about. All right, so Jessica, we're going to jump into it. So Jessica, tell us again, how many pounds have you lost?
I've lost 23 pounds.
Okay, and what, you know, were you doing before you came to Total Body Training? What were you doing before you came here? Were you trying at all to diet? Had you tried in the past?
No, I really didn't try to diet just because I felt like I was always too busy. But I did try to get gym memberships. You know, I had gym memberships for years and I just paid for it and never went.
Yeah.
Or if I did go, I started it but then never finished.
Mm-hmm. And why do you think that you would start and then not really go?
Well, every time I went to the gym, I would get a buddy to tag along with me, and then a lot of the times they weren't going to go, and I hated kind of going like by myself and just working out on a treadmill by myself. It just was really boring to me. And so if I did show up to work out at the gym, I would go for like 30 minutes, work on the treadmill, and then leave.
Yeah. So you felt a little bit like bored? Is that
Yeah.
kind of it? Did you read while you were on the treadmill or did you? No,
I listened to music.
Oh, okay.
But that didn't even help.
Yeah. No, it doesn't. Treadmills are boring. They really are. Like they're boring. I mean, there's some treadmills with like TVs and things like that on them. I don't know how somebody can get a real workout, like, you know, like running and being intense with a TV while you're watching TV. But I mean, you know, if it works for you.
And they did have TVs up there on the screen, like big screen TVs, and I would kind of watch it here and there, and then just kind of. But it was just still too boring to me, so I would leave.
Yeah. So what was, I remember that actually the day that you told me to sign up, I remember we had just had a party. We had just had like our 80s party and you were really interested. Mm-hmm. Can you tell us a little bit about that? What your experience was with that?
With the 80s party?
Yeah.
That was, I think I was just 2 days of working out with Total Body Training, and I came to that 80s party, and it was very fun. Like, you got to dress up, you listen to all kinds of music, and it kind of made me want to sign up just because, like, the environment with, you know, everybody here at Total Body Training, it was just a fun experience. You know, you get to work out, listen to 80s music, and then dress up.
Yeah.
It was very fun.
Yeah, I don't really know of any other like places that really do that and that do it as frequently. You know, like you also dressed up as, who did you dress up as for Halloween or Halloween party?
Yeah, Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
I also brought my son one time with us to work out. I think it was one of the parties.
Yeah.
And he's always like, oh, I love all the music y'all listen to while y'all are working out. Mom, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it was probably one of our DJ parties.
Yeah, it was a DJ party. I brought him, and I mean, he loved it. He like had so much fun because, you know, they don't do that. I mean, anywhere else you go, you don't listen to the type of music, and you're working out, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think that one of the things that we do a lot is like themes, and I think that we have such a sense of camaraderie along with our themed parties that it makes it feel like it's more than just somewhere where you're just another person. You're just kind of walking in, staring at your treadmill, and you're trying to zone out, and things like that. Yeah. So like back to your goals. So far you've lost 23 pounds. She's lost it in 2.5 months, and just want to kind of like talk about that. So what we're doing with Jessica is what we would call like slow and steady wins the race. This is slow, sustainable weight loss. So we might have someone who might say, well, why hasn't she lost 45 pounds yet? I have a friend who did shakes and ate grass, and you know what I mean, and didn't eat carbs ever, and was able to lose 1,000 pounds in 3 weeks or something like that. Ultimately, though, I find that most people who go those routes and just eat grass like a camel or something like that end up, unfortunately, gaining the weight back. And so how do you feel doing like something where it's like slow and sustainable?
I feel fine. I like that better. I didn't want to jump into something where you did a crash diet. I've seen so many people who tried getting me on their protein shakes and trying to do all these other workout programs with them that was basically like crash dieting, and I saw them lose all the weight, and then now that I know some people, they're really huge. And so I'm just I'm so glad I didn't do that, because they just put on they lost a lot of weight within a few months, and I'm like, oh wow, that's awesome, and you look nice. But then after you quit doing it and you put all this weight back on, and it's so hard to get that weight back off. So I like it better, because I know, John's very good about telling you, it's a slow and steady process, but, it's going to be worth it at the end. And I feel like, I lost 23 pounds. I'm still working on my goal, but I like the slow and steady pace. I don't want to have to gain all the weight back.
Yeah, and it sucks. It sucks when, you gain all that weight back. I know I've had friends, I've had family members who go that quick route, and, they get really excited, and, summer comes around and hey, look at me in this sweet little bikini and all this stuff. But, give it just a few months, and unfortunately, people tend to gain the weight back, and it's because you did it in a way that wasn't necessarily good for you. You might be skinny, and you might have that social attention, on Instagram and Facebook, and, the excitement of your friends, coworkers, and family. But ultimately, what is that worth if you're not going to be able to keep it off for a lifetime?
Yeah. I don't know. I kind of look at it it's kind of like cheating. You're doing something to get a fast result, and it's just not going to work out.
No, it's not.
At the end, not at the end, but you'll see the result very fast, but not in the long run. At the end of the year, you're probably going to gain double that weight back. So,
which is so unfortunate, because people do spend a lot of money on doing these special no food diets with grass and protein shakes and things like that. They do they spend a lot of money, and you can go to places, and this isn't to put anybody down if you've done this, or put any trainer down who is doing this. Is just to make you aware that you don't have to not eat anything and spend $1 million on supplements and all this stuff to lose that weight in 3 weeks. You can do it in a healthy way where you're slowly losing it. For Jessica, the slow route to losing weight for her with her weight range was, what is it? It was 1 to 2 pounds for you.
Yeah, 1 to 2 pounds.
1 to 2 pounds of weight loss a week. And, would you say that was tough for you, the kind of cut that we put you on to lose weight, or do you feel like you were able to eat? And tell us about that.
No, I felt when I first started the program, I think after I got to the third week, the first few weeks were kind of tough. It was oh, I'm just so hungry, or it didn't taste, right, but after I got past the 3 months, it was just
You mean the 3 weeks, the first 3 weeks?
I'm sorry, the first 3 weeks. After I got through the first 3 weeks, it was, I got used to it. So, I was making all my meal plans, and the weight just started coming off right after that. I struggled through the first week or two, and I was just going back and forth oh man, but after you get through that third week, I thought it was just a lot easier. Everything, my times, I got used to eating at a certain time, having, my snack at this time, or and it just worked well.
Yeah, you got more maybe used to the rhythm, because it sounds like maybe you were struggling with like figuring out how to find the time to like make your food, because you have a big family, right?
Yes.
How many kids do you have?
I have 4 kids.
Yeah, so you have a lot of responsibility. So do you feel like now you meal prep now? Is that what you're doing? How many days do you meal prep?
I usually do, at first when I first started, I would do like the whole 5 days to meal prep. And then on the weekends, since I was just home, I just cook my fish or something that I was going to eat real quick. But now I do, since I am busy with my kids and with work and a lot of stuff, I go ahead and meal prep like Monday through Wednesday, and then I'll do it Wednesday through Friday to last me till Friday, and then Sunday I'll start again.
So you do about like 2 or 3 days worth of food. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And that's more realistic with your schedule.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I think like what happens with people when they first start doing like our plans here is that, there is a learning curve. There's no such thing as like you being able to do it overnight and overnight success. Like it does take a little bit of work, but would you say now that you're meal prepping and you're making food that you have more time on your hands now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I have more time, because even though I have to cook for my kids, I can still go home and not have to worry about, say, okay, I have to make all my food, and then stress out about making all my food and then making my kids' food. So when I come home, I can just I'll eat my food, and then I have all of my kids' food.
Yeah,
like I'll cook that, and then for them to eat.
Yeah.
And then there's not too many dishes laying around.
Yeah, exactly. So for a lot of moms, and you're not alone, and if you're watching this, you might recognize that like maybe you want to lose weight, right? But you're the only one in the family who needs to lose weight or who is interested in losing weight. And you're the only one who maybe wants to eat healthy. So you feel this pressure to cook for your family, right? Your 4 or 5 kids, to cook for, potentially your partner, and to cook for yourself. And that is a lot of times the reason why people can't stick to plans. But when you take the time to meal prep in advance, it frees you up so that when you get home, you already have your food there, and you can eat that and then focus, or eat that and then focus on cooking for them, or cook for them and then eat your own meal because it's already prepped and away in the fridge or the freezer or whatever.
Yeah, because I thought that was going to be my hardest thing that I was going to have to deal with, because I was like, how am I going to make all my food and then make my kids' food? Sometimes they would want to eat my food, like meal prep with me and eat some of it, but I was just like, I'm not going to have time to do all that. But now that I meal prep and I just have to warm up my food, like it's so easy now. I just put it in the microwave, and then I can work on getting my kids something to eat.
Yeah.
And it doesn't, it's not stressful at all. It doesn't feel stressful at all.
But it did at first,
It did at first, yeah. The first few weeks, it did at first.
Yeah.
But
yeah, it is. We do, like, in our nutrition plans here, like, we weigh our food and we measure our food, and you might think, well, I don't want to do all that. That sounds like it's going to take forever. But only in the beginning.
Yeah.
Like, that's it.
Yeah, and then, you just get so used to it. Once you get used to it, it just gets so much easier. And once you start seeing like that weight come off, you want to just continue to do it even more, you know. So
like now that you're seeing some of the weight loss, like right now we're at your half point, as I was saying before. How much more weight do you want to lose?
I would say about 30 more pounds.
30 more pounds, right? And so we're looking at 30 more pounds maybe being about a 4-month, right? A 4-month process, right? And because we're going to do a maintenance month, and then we're going to get back on to, doing like your cut and your nutrition, stuff like that. Are you up for that challenge? Are you ready for that?
Yes. Yeah. And after experiencing, going through this, it just motivated me even more to know now that, I was able to lose. I mean, even if it's 23 pounds, even if somebody loses 10 pounds, anything, it makes you feel good about yourself, and then it makes you just want to do it so much more. So I'm like up for the challenge. I'm ready to like get off my little maintenance month and then come back to it.
Yeah. You said something that's like really, really important, and that is that like any amount of weight loss is a good thing. And, oftentimes like I meet people, especially before we had like nutrition plans and things like that, I would meet people who would be like, I lost like 2 pounds, but it's still not enough. And it's like, well, how long have you been doing this? Like, how long have you been doing your nutrition? And a lot of that has to do with like the way that things are with like social media. It's like you lose 2 pounds, but then you hop on social media and you've got a friend who did, some kind of diet. You don't know if it's a good diet, and lost like 40 pounds, and you're just like, what the hell? Like, it's like, and you start comparing yourself. And so what you want to focus on is comparing yourself to yourself and your own progress. And, that being said, like, do you feel like, because we do have weight loss groups, do you feel like being in a weight loss group has helped you, like seeing other people's weight loss at the same time? Has that been a help to you?
Yeah, that's been a lot of help because, when we come as a group to meet with each other, we disclose on how much weight everybody's lost, and they kind of give you tips onto what they're doing, how they're cooking some of their meals, and it just motivates you even more to say, oh, okay, well, we've all lost so much amount of weight, and this is what she's doing, and it just makes you feel good about yourself.
Yeah, it's a really cool thing because the weight loss groups here are new. We didn't used to do that. And I think that there's an energy to working with people who are trying to get the same thing as you. Someone who is maybe a mom. Yeah. Actually met most of the people here are moms, not everybody, but most of them are moms. I'm not a mom, but like most of them are moms, and they're trying to achieve their goals, and they can kind of like compare notes.
Yeah, and we're all working on the same goal. Everybody wants to lose weight. Everybody wants to lose a certain amount of weight. But it's cool because, when we do come to the our meetings, we get to talk about, certain things, what we're doing. And, maybe some people were struggling on, to do something, and you have somebody come out and say, oh, well, I tried this way, maybe you want to try it this way. And then, because we all don't come to all the same class time. So sometimes when I see some of the girls in my workout session, we're always complimenting each other on, oh, you look good, you look awesome, like, you can really see the weight coming off. And I think that, being positive too has a lot to do with you walking out of here, wanting to go home and meal prep and, do this and continue to go on with your goals. Yeah,
one of the biggest reasons why people are successful with any kind of like program, and that could be like a reformative program, like breaking a drug addiction or like breaking bad habits and things like that, are and this is what's built into things like AA, is having somewhere where you feel like you have shared commonality. So like people who are going through the same thing as you right then and there. And that is a lot of what science is starting to show, or psychology is starting to show, is a lot of why people are successful. It's like going back and talking to someone who's going through the same thing as you. If you're in AA, it's okay, like I have a drinking problem, I'm going to speak with other people who have a drinking problem, and like, hey, it's okay to have this problem as long as you improve, right? And the same thing is the case with like weight loss, right? You can come back to a group and be like, hey, like, man, this week was tough, or like, hey, like, I need something new to do with my food because it's getting boring. You can speak to somebody else who maybe can be like, oh, you could try this, right? And so many times, like, there have been people in our group that give each other advice about eating. I know that like one of the things that makes this fun is that you can eat well. And do you feel like you're eating well? Are you enjoying what you're eating right now?
Yeah, I do. I enjoy everything I'm eating, right now. Like I said, when we go back to the weight loss group, because I never thought, oh, I can add barbecue sauce into my meals. I can put this in my meal. At first, it was very boring, like kind of bland, like what I was doing. But, as we came to the weight loss sessions, everybody was able to provide you with, other items that you can put into your meals. So I don't feel, I feel like I like, even when I go home now, I want to cook this. I'm going to try turkey with this, and I'm going to try this. So I love to just go home and prepare like different meals. I just start putting, healthy things in, and I'll just start putting stuff in there, and everybody's like complimenting me on my meals. Like, oh, that looks so good. I want to try that. And it's all my healthy meals, but they're still, it still tastes good.
Yeah, there's this myth that like eating healthy is like a stick of celery with like peanut butter and plain chicken or something, and like a carrot that's like uncooked. And we really try our best to dispel that in the group. I mean, what Jessica's talking about is that you can still eat healthy and it tastes good. And, I mean, what she's mentioning about like barbecue sauce is that there are options for like you to use ketchup, barbecue sauce, like for you to eat bread, things that people typically say, no, you can't eat that, or you're gonna gain 40 pounds if you enjoy your food and things like that. We kind of like throw that to the side and we say, hey, you can have carbs. Hey, you can have ketchup. You can have barbecue sauce if you're doing it the right way. And I think that's why, to me, that seems like it's part of the reason why our nutrition plans work, because you can still do that. And you even admitted to me that like before you were doing this, you weren't cooking as like interestingly, right?
Yeah. I wasn't cooking interestingly. It was just kind of boring. And then I started throwing in like the barbecue sauce, and I thought I was gonna have to give up bread like completely too. And that Dave Killer's bread, it's pretty good.
Oh, you eat the Dave's?
Yeah.
It's good, right?
Yeah. And they have a new one out there with raisins. I don't know if you've seen that one.
Oh, I haven't seen it. Oh, no, I haven't had it yet. Is it good?
I've tried it. Yeah, it's good.
Cool. Okay, so I'll post a link. There's this bread that we all like. It's called Dave's Killer bread. And so we eat that. And like the thing about that is that like you can eat that. That's a nicer quality product, or you can eat something that's more affordable. So you can eat some bread from Walmart or from, some H-E-B bread. You don't have to spend a lot of money on your bread. We just like nice bread.
And read the story. There's like a little story where the ingredients are on the Dave Killer bread.
Oh no, please tell me. I don't know the story. No.
Oh, you don't know the story?
No, I don't know the story.
Yeah, you have to. You have to just read it, because it's of Dave Killer's background.
What's his background?
Like the story. I think he was like in prison or something.
Oh shit!
He made this bread while he was in prison. Like he came up with all the ingredients and everything like that. So so it was I liked it because like it was an interesting story as well. So when I had started reading up about it, I was like, hey, that's pretty cool. Like, I mean, you'll have to read it to.
Yeah. I will check it out. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either until there's a lady I work with. Her son's always eating the bread, and so she's like, read up about it. And I was just like, well, it's interesting, his background. You would have never known. I mean, I didn't think to know that, but it was. So
he's a felon. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I'll have
he's
to
a
look at
felon,
it.
and he created all these ingredients. He came up with all the ingredients while he was in prison.
Yeah, that's super cool. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look into it.
So I thought that was cool too. So I was all for it. So
yeah, you're kind of like supporting somebody who's changed their life, and you're changing
and that's
your
what
life.
we're doing right now.
Yeah.
So I mean, we're changing our lives, and we're wanting to feel healthy and get better. So I just kind of like you put the story together and you just put two and two, and I just felt like, well, that's what I'm working on right now. So it was pretty interesting.
Yeah, that's so cool. I read the bread all the time. I eat the bread all the time and never read the label. I read the label, not the story though. Yeah, I'll look into it.
Yeah, you have to look into it now.
Yeah, thanks for sharing that. That makes me like more excited about this bread. Yeah, Dave's, if you're watching this show, please sponsor us here. Like we're the only fitness studio that supports bread.
Yeah.
That's cool. All right. So so we've got another like 30 pounds or so to lose. What do you see? Well, let's back up. How do you feel now that you've been able to lose that 25 pounds? What has that done for you personally?
Well, I feel just great about myself. Like, cause before I used to hate going to the store to go shop for clothes. I mean, I just would never want to. It was just, and then I'd order stuff online, and then it would come in, and then it didn't fit, and so it would just like upset me all the time. So now there's some stuff that I had in my closet that wouldn't fit me before, and so I started pulling stuff out, and I was just like, oh my gosh, it fits. It's loose on me, So it just like motivates you even more, because it makes me feel good about myself, because even if I lost 23 pounds, even if I'm not at my goal to what I want to be at, I'll go to the store and I won't like feel embarrassed to go shop for it, or I'm just to do anything. Like if I order anything online, because I know my size now. Yeah. Because before, I guess I knew my size, but I think I was just trying to hide it. Like I was just trying to order something and I'm just going to order a size smaller because that's the size I want it to be in, I guess. And so I would order it, and of course it wouldn't fit me, and then it would just kind of upset me. But I mean, I have more energy now. I do a lot of things with the kids. That's a plus. And I don't know, it just makes me feel better about myself now I can just kind of go in and like put different colors on, because before I just used to wear like all black all the time.
You were goth for a while. Yeah.
And
she was wearing like eyeliner and she listened to depressing music every day.
yeah. And so now I'll put on different colors, like all colors.
Yeah.
And I don't try to like hide, so much. But other than that, I mean, it just makes me just feel good about myself, and I can do whatever, but ordering my clothes online and stuff, I don't have to hide my size anymore. I can just know what I'm going to order.
Yeah, because you also have like the added thing that that you're going to be getting closer and closer to fitting in smaller sizes, right? Yeah. And so like it sounds like you're more confident now.
Yeah.
Yeah, would you say that?
Yeah, I'm more confident about myself now. Like before, because I wouldn't ever want to take pictures either.
Yeah.
I'd be the one hiding behind everybody. Like if we took a family picture or something, I'm all pushing them to the front so I can get to the back. Because I just didn't want to take pictures. I didn't want to have to do anything. You just feel like ugly about yourself when you're, that big. So, it's just all about just trying to hide, just hide it, or if I did take pictures, I was like, just take pictures from here on up.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and you're not alone. I mean, there are lots of people who avoid, taking the family photo for Christmas or Thanksgiving or for any of those, holidays, or for somebody's quinceanera. You're all of a sudden you're the photographer. You're like, oh,
yeah,
let me do it.
Or I wasn't in there. I was like, I'll take the picture.
Yeah, or I'm gonna use the restroom.
Or
like, yeah. Or the family's going to the beach and you're like, oh, I can't, I'm sick. Like, these things that kind of like come up. Or being in the dressing room. I know as somebody who's also lost weight, that can be really frustrating. Going to the dressing room, getting trying on a pair of pants and feeling like, this doesn't fit me in the right way.
Yeah.
And like this shirt doesn't, like that. Yeah. Gross feeling of feeling like nothing is working. It's just so frustrating, and now it sounds like you're really embracing the body that you're getting and that you're developing, and that's really awesome.
Yeah.
Well, Jessica, we're going to do another one of these sit down conversations in about 4 months, and we're going to check in on your progress. Right now, what we're going to do is we're going to switch over to our rapid fire questions, and I'm just going to ask you some fun questions so people can kind of get to know you.
Okay.
And here we go. All right. So, coffee or tea?
Tea.
Okay. What kind of tea?
Just regular tea.
Regular tea? Okay.
But I found this one at Starbucks a while back.
Yeah.
It's a pineapple black fusion tea.
It's good. I've had it.
That one's awesome.
Yeah. That was my next question is what do you get at Starbucks? Okay.
That one.
Cool. Very cool.
That one's really good and
is
refreshing.
That hot or iced?
Just iced.
Iced.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Favorite carb?
I would have to.
It can be an unhealthy carb. You can say unhealthy.
Okay.
You can say healthy.
Oh,
well,
healthy.
let's do healthy and then we'll do unhealthy. What's your favorite healthy carb?
Well, I've been eating like the brown rice now, so I got used to that.
Yeah.
So that I would prefer, like when I eat with my chicken and stuff, I would do brown rice. And then unhealthy, of course. Well, I'm a snacker with chips too, so I had to give that up, and that's a little hard, but yeah, it's just because that was just like my go-to snack sometimes, even like when I was at work, sitting at work and stuff. It would be just any kind.
Yeah. Okay. Go-to cheat meal, because you get the cheat meal a month, right? What's your best cheat meal? If you could make one right now, let's say tonight we're going to go out and have a cheat meal. What would you have? It could be something you cook, something someone cooks for you. It could be something that you buy from the store. It could be anything you want. What is it?
Thai food.
Ooh, what do you get when you do Thai food? Do you know?
I usually do the pad Thai, chicken pad Thai, but I like the curry as well.
Okay, awesome. Where do you go when you do Thai food? Anywhere, or do you have a special place?
They're Tidy.
Oh yeah, Tidy is the best, right?
Yes, I love that place. That's my favorite Thai restaurant to go to.
Tidy's is the best in San Antonio. Yeah. There's no one that's better.
Because I used to work at a Thai restaurant.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And it used to be over here off of Broadway at the corner, but I think they moved downtown. And I mean, I don't know where she went, but their food was so awesome, and that's where I learned.
All right, next rapid fire question is: any favorite TV shows right now? Are you watching anything on TV, Netflix, Hulu, anything? Shameless. Okay, yeah, that show's really popular. Awesome. Yes. And then go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Sumo or deadlift? Oh, I mean sumo or conventional deadlift?
Conventional.
Conventional? Okay. All right. Yeah.
I know
Yeah.
everybody might pick sumo, but I like conventional better.
Conventional, it's better. It's you increase your back strength better.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, for sure. No, you and we had another athlete who chose a big athlete who we talked to here chose conventional. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Wide grip bench or close grip bench press?
Wide grip.
Wide grip. Why?
I don't know. I think it just feels a little bit easier. I mean, to have my hands wider instead of closer.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay, cool. All right, Jessica, that's going to be it for today. Thank you so much for being here. Yeah, I appreciate it. And we'll check again. We'll check in again in another 4 months, right?
4 months, yes.
All right. Until next time, peace.
I went from a size 16 to a size 6'7", and I've lost currently about 60 pounds with TBT.
I've lost 60 pounds since I started here.
I've definitely noticed a lot in like those hard to reach areas, the muffin top, the back fat.
So I've already lost 15 pounds.
And definitely you're gonna wanna join.